Don't look at my... Welcome. Whoa. Alright, you guys are just gonna have to deal with this bad hair day. So, welcome to this installment of Let's Draw whatever we're gonna draw today. Yeah, Let's Draw. With me, your host, Kidsuperpunch. You might know me from such films as, where did Johnny go to? Johnson. I'm not a joke guy, so we should just get right to this. Alright, today's actually kind of a special day, because today we're actually going to be coloring one of my characters, Izzy, from my cartoon that I hopefully will come up with at some point, North 40. We're trying to add a new format because, honestly, this show has no format, but we're figuring it out, and you guys stick with me because, I mean, just stick with me. But yeah, let me introduce you to Izzy. Here we have a young boy, around 10 years old, 10 to 13 years old, you know, pre-teenage, he's still figuring himself out. But yeah, I have Izzy here. He's a character I came up with a few years back. I've been wanting to make a cartoon for a while, and I just want to tell you something about him. You know, we describe Izzy as one of the players. Izzy is over analytical. He's cool, collected, tries to act brave despite growing fears of being seen anything but. He's introverted, he tries to take charge as often as possible, but sometimes gets intimidated and takes a backseat when he encounters a very strong character personality. Very much like myself. I am, I won't talk about that. Gets easily irritated because he always needs to feel like he's in control. If he ever feels like he's not and he can't find a solution, he gets frustrated and loses that cool. So, you know, he's very protective and feels very responsible for his little sister. He tries to teach her, keep her safe, even if that means accidentally hurting her feelings every once in a while. But, yeah, I don't know. I want to show you some early sketches of Izzy. This is him. That's him there, being possessed. I think that's him chilling up top. A mountain. You can't see it, but you know, it's whatever. And he's kind of changed. He's kind of changed a lot. Before I used to have him with a button nose, and I don't know. I thought that was gonna be like a key aspect of like my character design, but no, didn't need that. Went with the more traditional nose. This is Mayo, his little sister. That's her, being all pouty and crying. There's a lot here, but we should probably draw. This is why I don't do this, because my mind's all over the place. I have a guitar right here. I have a guitar, and I want to play it, but no. We're this is all part of the process, by the way. As an artist, I like to jump from here to there. No, I don't like. I do, and you know what? That's okay. Anyways, here I would like to color in Izzy with you. Here I have a little bit of a turnaround with him. I'm trying to figure out how. Honestly, all week I've been trying to figure out how he looks like from every freaking angle, and I'm just not. Let's see. What? And I'm not the greatest with this. I consider myself an artist, but also I am not an artist because I draw pretty well, but also I don't. I'm a terrible artist. But yeah, I don't know. Let's do this. We gotta draw him from the front, side, 3/4 perspective, and then from the back. I don't know why we have him in front of a yellow background. Let's go ahead and change that. Let's pick out another color. I'm kind of obsessed with teal, pink, and like yellow. They've become my favorite colors, and I can't do anything about that. We just have to deal with it. Alright, I changed it one more time, but here I pulled up some color swatches that I have just preset for Izzy. Like to keep the colors consistent, so doing this helps me make sure that he comes out exactly how he needs to look like, and that I don't fuck him up. So I don't have the best method of coloring this guy, coloring people in general, but you fill this guy in. I like to start off with the skin color, and then I like coming in with the eyes. As you can see, I use a gray, and it doesn't look that much different. It doesn't pop out that much as compared to the skin, but once we get into with the highlights and stuff, it really brings life to it, and it makes it look, well, you'll see, we'll find out. It makes it look a lot nicer, very clean, very bright, and like his eyes are glowing, so that's cool, and I always enjoy doing that part. And if you've ever drawn, or if you've ever colored anything, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It just feels so so clean, so tight. Alright, seem to be having some technical I'm having some technical difficulties. We'll figure this out. Alright. So with this part, I don't mind being a little slapdash, you know. You get the picture, his arms, his face, and his legs are all colored in. That's cool, you know. He's got some color to him. I know it doesn't look like it here, but he's actually more tan than his little sister. His little sister's like pale as heck. And he is, he's tan. He's a tan man like myself. But it just didn't show up as well on here. Once I had the shading and stuff, it becomes very apparent. But let's go in and color his clothes. They were actually inspired by, well, everything's kind of inspired by something from my childhood. But I used to have this yellow shirt that I used to love wearing. And I am partial to wearing tank tops. I think they're optimal clothing. They're just peak clothing. You get to cover your chest and without covering your arms because, oh my goodness, my foot's asleep. Oh, it's completely numb. You're gonna get that. But yeah, I feel like it's optimal clothing. You get to cover your torso, your arms are free and nimble, and if you have arms like myself, yeah, you get made fun of a lot. If you got guns, you get to show them off. That's my point. And even if you don't, the confidence wearing them exudes just, you know, confidence. You know, people say not to rotate your canvas, but even when I draw on a pad, I'm flipping that thing all over the place. Today's been an interesting week. If you've plugged in even just a little bit with the whole art scene, we lost Kim Jung-gi this week. An incredibly talented artist. The way I like to describe him is he is like a living legend. The guy is, was, and continues to be just like a huge inspiration to the entire art community. He had this ability to draw with ideas just pouring out of his head, like just from his mind, just from his imagination, and you can just see it just like appearing on the page in real time. And that's something I always have wished I could do. I'm very limited by my memory. My memory sucks, and I can't remember stuff like that, let alone like what I was about to do when I walked into the room. But yeah, dude, that guy was awesome. If you've never checked out any of his work, you should absolutely look him up. Super talented. It really is just a terrible loss for people who enjoyed his work and appreciated him as a person, you know. And yeah, no, I'm going to continue using him as a source of inspiration because, you know, that does not die. Even in death, he continues to inspire from beyond the grave. Oh, by the way, it is spooky season, so I don't know what that means. But it is spooky season, and yeah. I am wearing my... Oh, I'm wearing my my donut sweatshirt, available on Redbubble, on my shop, kidsuperpunch. And yeah, I am feeling groovy, dude. I am feeling good. I also have my my orange sweats. Look at this. Ha! Whew! Comfortable. It isn't the coldest here in Texas, but it is. I felt a breeze this morning, and yeah, I felt a breeze this morning when I went outside, and here we are. I mean, here we are. This is taking a little bit of time. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm filling in his legs. Sorry, I have a terrible setup. I have no leg room underneath. I have no leg room underneath this. It's not a desk. I kind of have this very makeshift dresser thing. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but I'm doubling it as a desk, and I'm sitting on my leg, and it just keeps on falling asleep, and I can't keep going like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add the base color for the rest of this, and then I'll be right back. See you in a bit. I was never big on fall. Not that I didn't like it, but I was never huge on fall. I didn't celebrate Halloween when I was growing up because my parents didn't like it, but I always liked the whole, you know, dressing up aspect. I don't cosplay or anything like that, but it's interesting, you know? And those people that do it, I'm like, dude, you guys are friggin' badass, and I would like to have a badass costume someday. But one day, guys, one day I'm gonna friggin' blow some minds. Yes, you could take a photo with me, that's fine. I'm just a regular person, you know. I just put on my mech suit one leg at a time. Alright, homie's coming in. Homie's coming. Homie is looking good. Here, And the eyes, I always have to color it in a particular way. You know, this is where, what do you call it? Mirroring, y-axis, x-axis? Y-axis mirroring comes in handy. Cause, boom, and I don't have to do it twice, but I already messed up. So let me fix that. Fix that. Boom. And then I just have to fill it in. You gotta fill it in once. But this is just coloring, so it isn't that bad. But when you draw it, good lord. That's why we're not drawing him right now. That's why I'm starting off something like this with me coloring him, because that's too much pressure. That's too much pressure. When I was in school, it was stressful. And that was when I was bad. Now I consider myself good, but I feel like the worst I've been in forever. I'm the most critical of myself now, and I just couldn't handle that. So we're coloring today. What I don't usually get around to doing is doing the whole full coloring thing. I only really sketch him and draw him with lines, but when it comes to his shirt and stuff, I always forget. I don't forget, but I always change it up. Bloop, bloop, bloop. He has a V. Why does he have a V? I don't know, but I always thought it looked cool. I always wanted to design my own clothes, and I think this looks kind of cool. That's why I'm not a clothing designer, because I don't know what looks good and what doesn't. And by the way, for those of you interested, I am drawing on a Surface Pro, a Microsoft Surface Pro. Wonderful machine, great for drawing, not great for recording, because it's kind of limited on memory, but if you're just sitting around drawing and using it as like a tool to do what you gotta do, and you aren't doing what I'm doing right now, like this very second, it is such a good tool. It's so handy to have around, and I've just become a commercial. Crap, I became a commercial. But yeah, no, it's a really great tool, and I'm so lucky I got it so long ago. I don't think it was a present. I think I got it for myself because, you know, I study architecture, by the way. I stopped doing architecture and I decided I want to draw. I graduated with this degree, I tried it, I interned, and I don't like it. What a great time to figure out that you don't like something after you spent so much money and so much time, so many countless hours, just stressing and being anxious and just not getting any sleep, not getting any food, not taking care of yourself, to find out that you want to do something else. And that's exactly what I did. I really went head on, and I was like, you know what? This isn't what I want to do. Let me pull the trigger on this. Keep seeing this commercial for this damn thing. Seems handy, seems easy to just carry around, take with me, and I did, and it's been such a good investment for me. I don't think they have this model anymore, but I think whatever they have now is very expensive. I've been trying to upgrade, and you know, I don't have the money for that. The reason I would upgrade is because, yeah, like I said, I can't do things like this where I'm recording screen capture and drawing at the same time. It lags so bad, and it would take up so much of my time. But yeah, I don't know, one day, keep rooting for me. I mean, I'll be honest with you, what I want to get is a Surface Studio. I think it's like a big old, it's pretty much like the desktop equivalent of this, and the reason why is because I love the way the pen feels on the screen. I've tried the iPad, and I know they're supposed to have like these little nibs, so it feels like a little bit better on like paper on the page, but this doesn't feel like paper on the page, but it still feels good. It feels so intuitive. It feels like something that, oh, I went and made his things all crooked. Damn, this is why you're supposed to step back from your drawings every once in a while to look and to realize that you fucked up. Alright, let's straighten some of these things out. When did that happen? Because I started tapering everything in here. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Not important. Probably. See, I did say I had terrible memory. But yeah, earlier this week my back started going out. I think I'm an old fart at this point. Yeah, my back's been killing me. And even right now, I'm supposed to be icing it, but instead I'm here drawing and hurting myself. Look at this terrible posture. I'm hunched over. This is where most people would straighten out so they can, you know, do that. Oh, let me straighten up, you know, but, okay, there, I did it. But, No, I can't do that. I can't do that when I'm drawing. I am so terrible with posture while drawing. I would probably need to get an actual desk, or one of those stand-up desks where you're like standing up and you're like but I stand up too much in my job anyway, so who needs that? I don't, I can tell you that. I am so terrible with adding detail to characters. They come out so basic, and even his character design, I feel it's a little basic, but I like it. I don't mind him being so simple. Honestly, my dream is to have someone cosplay as him. I think it'd be pretty cool, and you know, I'd be very touched if someone did. I don't think anyone ever would, but I would be so touched if someone did. But if nobody's gonna do it, I'm gonna have to do it. Maybe this is my calling. Maybe this is why you know, earlier I was saying that I wanted to have a costume and do all that jazz and stuff because I never really celebrated Halloween. But, you know, is this it? Should I get this shirt? Should I make this shirt? And should I be Izzy for Halloween? People already call me Izzy, so, you know, I'm halfway there. I don't know. At this point, I'm just rambling. But I know there's probably a more efficient way to do this, but I might address that at some point. But for now, you know, you gotta break up your artistic training in different sections. Right now I'm focusing on just putting out more work because I feel like I've been slacking. Right now I'm in a phase where I'm just trying to draw more. Once I can draw more consistently, then I should work on drawing better or having a more streamlined process. But putting out more work, trying to get more stuff of Izzy and more of the cartoon out would be ideal, and then I can clean that stuff up. I know other people are in different parts of their journey, and maybe they're just still practicing how to draw form and stuff like that. And you know what? That's okay too. Been there. Need to go back there at some point so I can refresh my brain, refresh my fingies, refresh my fingers, and really hone in on how to draw. Well, I mean, like I said, I struggled drawing this boy that I've been designing from all angles, and that should be easy. But to be fair, can I say, drawing a kid is so much harder than drawing an adult. Not that I'm great at drawing them either, but you know, drawing a kid is so much harder because they have such big old heads. They have weird dimensions and weird proportions to their body. It doesn't make sense, but it does. You've seen a kid before, you know, they look funky. There's some funky looking humans, and they have some weird ass proportions. So I always go back to that when I feel like I'm just doing terrible with them. But, you know, at some point I'm gonna stop giving that excuse, but that's not today. That is not today. And so, yes, I'm gonna keep using that. This boy has some stubby legs. He's got a big old head. He's got arms that are at least as long as his legs. And, you know, my arms aren't that short or aren't that long. Could you imagine my arms were as long as my legs? Yeah, no, that'd be stupid. But kids almost have that, I think. I don't think so. I think they still have I still think their legs are longer than their arm. But whatever. I mean, lay off. Now this took way too long. I apologize. But, you know, this is how it is. And here we are. I gotta do this for the rest of them. And yeah, I just gotta do this for the rest of them. So ideally, I want to animate this how I animated the man with the red umbrella. Let me show you that real quick. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of that. So you guys better like that. If you don't give it a like because of that, then you should give it a like because of because of spooky season. And because I'm in attire black and orange, so give me that. But this is where we start adding some detail, you know. This is where we actually make him feel alive. My back is killing me. My legs. I know it feels like a bit, but good lord, do I just need to take breaks every single time that I draw. Something about my attention span, I think. I'm not sure, but I think it's healthy. You gotta have some healthy outlets, so I don't know, we should probably get back to it. So we have a color down, and what we want to do next is, or at least what I do next, is I add shading. And I like to get a pretty dark purple or a blue, and I like putting it set to soft light. That's not what we want. Okay, let's go back. I did the wrong thing. Let's go normal. Let's go into color, and we'll make a bloop. We'll make a folder. We'll make a clipping mask. The color here, and then we'll do shadow. All right, we'll set that. We'll set that to soft light. Bloop. There we go. He's got some shade to him now. So what we want to do is take that off, and one of my favorite parts is actually adding shade to his upper eyelid. Looks like he has some dimension there. Also like adding bloop. Wait, hold up. Bloop. A little shade under his nose. And then come in here real quick and add some shade underneath his hairs. I have forgotten to, do something that I should do and figure out where the light's coming from. I guess in this scenario it's coming from, I don't know, but I guess it's coming from the left. It's coming from his left. So that means a little shade here. And honestly, this side of his face should be more in shadow. You know what? No, yeah, you're right. This whole side of his face should be more in shadow. So let's go blam. Make big moves. You gotta shade the whole damn thing. This whole thing is in shadow. And we'll go pum, a little chin action. Blam. Boom. So you guys' face, it'll come up like that. By the way, I think I know what the answer is, but how much does it bother you when I flip the canvas like this? Is it disorienting? I think it's nicer to see it just on one angle, but I can't do that. And if it means I have to practice doing that, then okay, but I actually don't know. I don't know what other people think. I know I think that, but just because I do does not mean that everyone else does. And if I can get away with not doing that, then that would be great. Lesson for all of you guys. If you can get away with something, do it. And I don't mean a crime, but if you did, nobody would fucking know. We're not talking like that, though, so stop. Cover him over his arm. Come down like this. Cover that. Cover that. And if anyone's interested how I'm doing this, how it's not going over the edges and stuff, and it's only going over what I drew, is because it's going over this layer right here. It's going over this color layer. This shaded layer is acting as a mask. There's a mask being created that's only allowing color to exist in this color space. And so that's what this is drawing over right now. It's only drawing on that. If I suddenly drew more on there, it would peek out. So like if I did blue down here, see how it peeks out right there? That's because this is where I stopped drawing. But yeah, it's a cool trick. I really love that, and it really saved me so much time when I first discovered how to do that. I remember seeing that when I was like barely learning how to do digital art, and I was like, how the hell are people doing that? Like, they're either being really clean and they're just like speeding it up, or I'm doing something wrong. And the answer was I was doing something wrong. And that's where, like earlier I said I wanted to learn how to do certain things or whatever because I could get away with it. No, yeah, that I was doing something wrong, and I could have gone away with that and just not learned, but no, I definitely needed to learn, because if I didn't, I'd be killing myself just trying to be so meticulous about drawing here and there. And I've always been a proponent of like sharing things, especially with other artists and stuff, if I have something that I know that they could benefit from. Like, I don't have all the knowledge in the world, but I have knowledge that I didn't used to have, and if I didn't have it before, then I'm sure someone else doesn't, And we gotta help each other out, You'll soon find out that I have a problem with being able to do so many things, and I'm just kind of faking it till I make it. But man, do I have such a hard time drawing folding in clothing. It's such a hard skill for me to master. I feel like I've seen people do like tutorials on it, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And then I try it, I'm like, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever done. And yeah, then I get mad at them, and then I don't do it, and then I try it again, then I gain hope again, and then I mess it up again, and I'm like, it's just an endless cycle. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna get good at it. With that stuff, I always try to find a reference, or I try to crinkle my clothes in that same manner, and that usually gets the job done, you know. A good reference always helps out so much. Alright, here we go. We got a little shade on him. Before, after, before, after. So for this, since I'm going to kind of animate like a little turnaround, I'm not going to add highlights to it because sometimes it doesn't need it, especially if we're thinking from like an animated point of view. I think for like a poster and something really cleaned up, and for like concept artwork, I would add secondary lighting, but we're not going to do that. Instead, opt out, just do the shadows, have that main side light be what's happening, and then add some very basic specular light, and we'll do that right now. And it's as simple as, you know how I said, but I don't use white for the eyes and for anything white. I do use white, however, for these specular highlights, and we're just gonna go ahead and pop open that white layer that we were on, and we're gonna go in here and give him just a little boom, just a little highlight right there. And man, does it make him look cute. The bigger you make it, the cuter it looks. He doesn't have to look cute, but you know what, that's what we're gonna do. Does this help? I did a little bloop right on his nose. A little cute bastard. But no, it doesn't work. Let's get rid of that. But I think, yeah, this is what we got. This is what we're working with. We got Izzy here from the front, and let's go ahead and do that same process, but for all of them. So we're gonna skip ahead. All right, and I'm back after a long day. I got sidetracked by doing some other things. I'm baking a pie. But yeah, here we go. It's finished. Did the same process for everything here. Everything looks kind of good. I'm really okay with kind of how everything came out. I want to continue working on this, and I want to make a like an animation of it turning around. But for now, I think that's going to be it. You can see it's evening time now, and day really got away from me. Sorry, I had to move it because it keeps focusing on the pictures behind me. Let me see if I can keep that covered and keep my hand right here. So I'm working on another video that I was working on today about some woodworking that I was doing outside. If you follow my channel at all, I do drawing videos and I do woodworking videos, and that's going to be one of them. I have a woodworking video, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. I didn't know how this was going to turn out. I actually really enjoyed it. It's not my favorite thing, you know, public speaking. It's not really public speaking, but speaking on the presentation, it's not my favorite thing. But this wasn't that bad. It was a little bit off the cuff. It's new. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this is a format that works, I would love to keep doing this. As someone who draws and edits and has to do every single aspect of this all on his own, this is substantially harder and takes much more time. But if it's a format that works, I think I'll keep doing it. Anyways, like I said, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming here and drawing with me. I'd really appreciate it if you guys gave me a like and or followed me. You can either subscribe to me here on YouTube or follow me on Instagram and TikTok. There you'll able to see my finished works and follow me with whatever wacky weird thing that I'm doing. They're fairly stupid, so just keep an eye out. Since it is spooky season, if any of you guys are Over the Garden Walls fans, I have a video drawing Over the Garden Wall character. The big pumpkin guy himself, Enoch from, Hard Times at the Huskin Bee. I'll link the video or put it in the description, and if you guys would be so kind as to watch it, I would be ever grateful. Anyways, you punks, thanks again. I hope to see you guys next time, and until later, catch you on the flip.